What's up, Tailgaters? You're in the booth with Tailgate Nate today. Welcome to my channel. Every single bowl game pre-Christmas has a video uploaded on my channel, so whether it's complete, whether it still has to be played, there's a video of it here on my channel. But we are now going to dive in to the post-Christmas bowl game. So if you're watching this after the holidays, hey, happy holidays, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you happen to celebrate out there. But we're diving in to the post-Christmas bowl games, starting out with this one here. It's the Bowling Green Falcons against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Are we flashing back to 2021, or is Minnesota going to pull off that sixth win of the year? It's the Quick Lane Bowl from Detroit, Michigan. We'll dive on into everything Falcons and Golden Gophers here in a second, but before we do that, you guys know I got to say thank you for all the love and support the channel has seen as of late. Been crazy to me to see the amount of support on the channel. If you guys want to continue to show your support, do anything you can to help interact with the channel, whether that's doing what you're doing now and watching the video, doing the big thing, hitting the subscribe button, ringing the bell, or simply liking, commenting, sharing. You're helping to support what I do here on YouTube. And again, like I've said with every bowl game preview prediction so far this year, it can really be tricky to determine who's entered the transfer portal, who is going to be opting out, and things like that. So Falcon fans and Golden Gopher fans, if there's a name that I don't mention that you feel like it is notable, or something that comes about that I'm not aware of as of recording this video, please leave it in the comment section down below. That would be greatly appreciative. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive on in to this bowl game preview and prediction. Now, it's the Bowling Green Falcons and the Minnesota Golden Gophers again from Ford Field. It is the Quick Lane Bowl. Let's dive on into it. We are going to start with the Bowling Green Falcons. They went 7-5 this year, and again, this is a Bowling Green team that is starting to now finally find their footing yet again. This used to be a program that would be a perennial contender to compete for the Mid-American Conference title, and then they sort of fell off, and they were one of the teams that you could expect to every single year be at the bottom of the college football standings. That is no longer the case. This squad has finally found their rhythm. Offensively, they are led by Connor Bazelak at quarterback. The former Missouri and the Indiana transfer went over to Bowling Green this year and had himself a fairly decent season. Nothing explosive, but there were a lot of times where he was efficient and the offense got moving. 1,714 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 picks. Can be a little bit turnover prone there as well. If he doesn't end up playing, it's going to be Camden Orth. He has a 5-to-5 touchdown to interception ratio, 1-to-1, however you want to say that. But Bazelak is a good enough quarterback to help this offense move. However, this offense is going to be without one of its key playmakers. He has entered the transfer portal. He is a true running back, although has more receiving yards than rushing yards. It's Teron Keith. On 66 carries, had 390 yards for 4 touchdowns. Was the team's second leading rusher, behind that of Terrion Stewart, who we're going to be seeing in this game. And then on the receiving end, he was the second leading receiver, led the team with 44 catches, did have 3 touchdowns, and again, second on the team with 457 receiving yards. The tight end, Harold Fannin, led that category. And you have some other really good weapons out there, such as Odu Hilaire, Austin Osborne, and as well as Abdul Fattah Ibrahim. Those are going to be some good weapons out there. And this is a Bowling Green offense that, look, isn't the best when it comes to limiting turnovers, isn't the best when it comes to limiting pressure, and isn't even the best at third downs. It's honestly not even that great of a third down offense, but this is a Bowling Green team that is efficient enough to help them win some games. And it's a Bowling Green offense that when Connor Bazelak is on, and when these playmakers are on, and when they're making some dynamic and explosive plays, this can be a very dangerous Bowling Green offense. But that has not been the story of the season for Bowling Green. The story of the season has been how much this defense stepped up in the way that it plays the game. Sure, their offense is not outgaining what their defense is providing, but comparatively speaking to Bowling Green defenses of years past, it has been wonders what this defense has been able to do. The rush defense is pretty solid. The pass defense is pretty darn intense, is pretty darn aggressive. 43 pass defended, 16 interceptions, 11 fumbles recovered on 11 fumbles forced. So, every fumble that they forced, they pretty much ended up recovering there. But this is a Bowling Green team that, again, those two numbers that I just talked about, 16 picks, 11 fumbles recovered, that has been the story. The turnovers forced by the defense have set this offense up in some great situations, and they have really helped this team along. And just the way that this pass rush has developed as well, 2 and 3/4 sacks per game, so hovering right around 3. The third down defense has improved mightily. The defense has been the story of the season. Now, for Minnesota, It definitely was not the season that I think a lot of people pictured it was going to look like. And Anthony Kaliakmanis, I think, is a big reason why. Now, he was at times a really good game managing quarterback, but he was not a game breaking quarterback. He didn't really have any sort of ability to get the ball downfield. In fact, his longest pass of the year was only 39 yards. But coming into this game, 1,838 yards, 14 touchdowns and 9 picks. Sorry, you will not be getting Anthony Kaliakmanis in the bowl game. He has entered the transfer portal. No other quarterback completed the pass for Minnesota this year. In fact, Cole Kramer was the only other quarterback to complete not to complete, but to even attempt a pass, and he attempted one. One singular pass did Cole Kramer attempt this year. Other than that, the quarterback situation for Minnesota here is going to be a mystery. Now, is it better than Kaliakmanis? Is it going to be a little bit worse than what Kaliakmanis was able to put up? That remains to be seen. But this is a run game that definitely can get it going. I mean, you have Darius Taylor, Jordan Newman, Sean Tyler, a lot of really good dynamic weapons in this running back room. That's definitely going to be the feature here. It's an offense that limits turnovers quite well, and it does a better job at protecting its quarterback than what Bowling Green does. But again, the third down defense, or I should say the third down offense is not good, but the third down defense isn't good either. And this, again, much like the story of the season for Bowling Green was how impressive their defense has performed, to me, the story of the season for Minnesota has been how poorly their defense has performed. I mean, 27 points per game, 373 yards per game. They're allowing over 150 yards on the ground, over 200 through the air. Sure, they're forcing turnovers and they're generating some sort of a pass rush, but the pass rush is not as effective as it's been in years past, and the third down defense is atrocious. It's awful. It's not good. That's been the story of the season for Minnesota, is just how poorly this defense has performed, considering we know what PJ Fleck's defenses at Minnesota have performed like as of late. Now, no big defensive opt-outs or transfers or anything else that I'm aware of on the side of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, so you're still going to get your Tyler Nubens going. He has 4 pass defended, 5 picks. You're still going to get all your good defensive backs and all the guys that can generate pressure to the quarterback here. But again, that defense, with how well it has performed, sure, it plays really well at times, but overall it has not been great. It's going to have to step up here against a Bowling Green offense that, when it's moving, can definitely be effective and get it going, which gets me into my what to watch for, kind of like your keys to the game, whatever you want to call it. It's just some things I think you should keep an eye on while you're paying attention to this one. And really quickly going through those for the Bowling Green Falcons as the designated road team. Get the ball to the playmakers, guys. Now, without Keith, who are your playmakers? Well, they're the guys that I've talked about. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. But with Keith out, who are the other playmakers that Bowling Green can get the ball to? Well, in the running back room, I've already mentioned the name of Terrion Stewart. Has 762 rushing yards so far this season. And then again, I listed a whole slew of wide receivers that you will need to get the ball to if you are Connor Bazelak. So without Keith, who by far is their best playmaker offensively in every facet, get the ball to the other playmakers. Bazelak just has to manage the game really, really well and don't turn the football over. But if you are the Bowling Green Falcons defense, this is a run defense that I think is going to hold up fairly well. It hasn't been the Minnesota rushing attack that we've been used to over the past couple of years. In fact, it's only averaging 3.9 yards per carry. So I have no doubt that Bowling Green's going to be able to slow down this Golden Gopher run game, but you need to make the Gophers win via the pass. Even without Kaliakmanis there, again, Kaliakmanis is not a superb quarterback, but even without him there now, this is a passing attack that is just going to be really questionable. So make the Gophers win the game through the air, and this aggressive style of defense, I think, is going to give the Gophers fits all game long. All game long. This is the Falcons defense that loves to force turnovers. They've been excellent at being able to generate pressure, which is going to make Kramer or whoever else happens to play quarterback here for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. It's definitely going to give them some really, really bad fits. Now, if you are the Minnesota Golden Gophers, there are a couple things that you can do to better your chances here to win this game. Now, obviously, they have the Power 5 talent. You could argue, and it's probably a very true case on why Minnesota is a much more talented roster than what this Bowling Green Falcons team is coming in, but they have to start playing like it. You need to establish the run, be able to get through this Bowling Green defensive front, but the pass game has to be effective enough to matter. And throughout Minnesota's wins this year, that's what Anthony Kaliakmanis has provided. Sure, it hasn't been the game-breaking downfield passing attack that people may have wanted here from Minnesota, but the pass game was effective enough to be a factor in the game. That has to be the case here. But also with that Power 5 talent, and Minnesota is probably, even though the stats might not show it, they probably are the better team on the line of scrimmage offensively. They're better defensively. You have to be able to win the battle at the line of scrimmage, be able to slow down this Bowling Green pass rush. But I'm going to go with the upset here. I think third down struggles are going to cost Minnesota. And sure, Bowling Green is not the most effective team in the world on third downs. However, I do believe that Bowling Green is going to have enough offensive pop to be able to win this game, and I just think Minnesota doesn't have enough offensive pop to be able to keep up. I think without Callie McManus there, the inexperience being thrown in at quarterback is a huge mystery, and it's why I'm going to lean Bowling Green here in this game. Flashback to 2021. Yeah, Bowling Green strolled into Minneapolis and came out with an ugly 14-10 win. This game I don't think is going to be as ugly. I think it's going to have some good moments, but a defensive grinded out game. I think Bowling Green wins the turnover battle. They get a turnover late to help them maybe kick a game-winning field goal, last-second touchdown, whatever have you, and the Falcons will win the Quick Lane Bowl against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But hey, as always, remember to play hard but tailgate harder. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Goodbye.